Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. In this video, we will discuss the external stressor. The following is a topic outline. This video discovers four primary types of external stressor, such as financial, social relationships, environmental, and workplace stressor. There are many different life events and situations that can make you feel stressed about your finances. Before we further discuss to whom financial stress affects, let us look at the definitions of the financial stressor. Financial stress refers to a state of worry, anxiety, or emotional tension related to money, debt, and upcoming or current expenses. We know that money is one of the most universal sources of stress. Financial stress is not always about how much money you have. Even people who are not financially struggling can feel stressed about their finances too. If someone is struggling financially, life events that come with financial implication might affect the individual more than it affects someone who is financially secure. Generally, financial stress has two components. Number one is objective financial difficulty, where you don't have enough funds to cover necessary expenses or debt. Number two is the subjective perceptions about your current or future finances, leading to worry and distress. Next, let us look at which group of people would face financial stress. An individual who earns low or unstable income might find it hard to cover basic living costs from month to month. Some other events such as accident, moving house, and death in the family can make the person worried and stressed. Secondly, if the person is an older adult and does not have enough money for your retirement, the person might be more likely to experience financial stress. Women also tend to have less money saving for retirement due to taking career breaks, either to raise children or care for their parents or other relatives. So, women might be more prone to experiencing financial stress. Owning your own business typically comes with more financial risk than working as an employee for a company. There are times when you might have to deal with slow sales, economic uncertainty, and competitions from similar businesses. Starting a business often involves taking on debt, which can be another major source of financial stress, as well as the social and emotional pressure that come from knowing that the failure of your business would affect your employees too. Students also might experience financial stress, especially if they don't have financial support. Having to pay back a student loan can also contribute to financial stress. Those people who are employed also might face serious financial stress. Worrying about whether you will have enough money to pay the bills, food, and other living expenses can negatively affect your mental health. Lastly, the person might become financially stressed if they are the only parent contributing financially towards their child or children. The ever-rising living costs and lack of family-friendly jobs and affordable childcare options can make it hard to earn enough money to provide food and other basic needs for their child or children, which can make the person more vulnerable to financial stress. The statistic below reveals that 87% of Malaysians are dealing with financial stress. 15% of Malaysians have financial stress, 24% of them face financial stress that affects their well-being, and only 8% of Malaysians face serious financial crisis. The major causes of financial stress are having insufficient funds for unexpected expenses, for emergencies such as the person should pay high medical bills, and sometimes those people wanting a nicer lifestyle, which means they spend more money on luxurious and branding products. Besides that, the individual also has no saving during their retirement. Some individuals experience financial stress because they really have poor financial management skills, such as the habit of using card credit and paying mortgage or rent. Lastly, having an inadequate income due to an economic crisis and being fired or laid off from a job might cause the person to experience financial stress. Let's move forward with social relationships, which also contribute to stress. What is social relationship? Social relationships refer to the connections that exist between people who have recurring interactions that are perceived by the participants to have personal meaning. The relations include family members, friends, neighbors, co-workers, and other associates. Furthermore, a social relationship stressor can be defined as a situation that threatens one relationship, esteem, or sense of belonging within a dyad, group, or larger social context. There are three conditions where this stressor emerge. Number one is stress stems from difficult social interaction. Number two, stress also occurs in the context of evaluated performance situation where one person feels rejected or ignored. And lastly, if someone's perceptions toward other persons roll lower within a group or community, thus it will lead to stress. Healthy relationships are a vital component of health and well-being. Research discovered that having more positive experiences in social relationships was generally associated with coping with lower levels of stress, be healthier, and live longer. What makes persons stress in social relationship? So there is three conditions whereby humans face with stress in dealing with their relationship. Firstly, problems arise in society such as lack of social and community support. Secondly, problems that arise among family members, such as family relationship crisis among siblings and parents. And lastly, someone could feel stressed when they communicate and interact with their employer or co-worker. Let me share the possibility situation that might lead to stress. So, number one is someone having insufficient praise from employers or co-workers. Number two is there is lack of warmth and support with the feeling that the person was unimportant. Number three, which is social evaluative threat. This is the situation occur when the person feels like they are being judged and the performance is being evaluated by others. Number four is interpersonal conflict. This can be anything from disagreement with a friend to workplace conflicts or even something as a feeling like you don't fit in with a group of people in workplace surrounding. For instance, you might have a friend who is always putting you down or a boss who is constantly demanding more from you than you feel like you can handle. And lastly, toxic or negative work group climate at the workplace. Now, we move on to the third external stressor, which is environmental stressor. Environmental stressor refers to aspects of one's surrounding that increase mental or emotional strain in the individual lives. Environmental stresses at a workplace refer to the factors that increase mental or emotional strain among workers while performing the daily tasks. Examples of environmental stressor including loud noises of machineries, extreme temperatures, large crowd, war, pollution, contagious disease, and crime. Lastly, we will explore what is workplace stressor and also the causes of workplace stressor. So now we begin with the definitions of workplace workplace stressor. So it can refer to the response people may face when deal with work demand and pressures that are not matched to their knowledge and ability, which challenge their ability to cope. Now I'm showing you causes of workplace stressor. It can be divided into working conditions and management practice. So let us discuss about working conditions. So number one is a condition such as underload or overload also affects employee in experiencing job-related stress. Sometimes employees face the conditions of having too many tasks to perform, while sometimes they are not having enough work to do that might be they feel bored and stressed. Number two is stress also involved with the employee when they face a long working hours. Next, a poor organizational structure also will lead to unequal distributions of workload among employees. This situation can cause stress among employees. Next point under working condition is employee is given a lot of unrealistic deadlines. This will lead to time pressure. Role conflict occurs when expected tasks or behavior contradict with one another. Role ambiguity also. The situation whereby uncertainty that occurs when employees are not sure about what is expected of them and how they should perform their job. And lastly, the point under working condition is a uncomfortable working condition such as noisy office, lack of windows, small rooms and offices in which the temperature was either too low or too high for comfort. So this might be lead to the employee feel stressed when they working. The second point is a management practice. So under management practice, I share with you 3 points, which is style of leadership, organizational change, and lastly is unfair treatment or workplace harassment. So style of leadership, whereby limited opportunities for decision making and lack of transparency as well as unrealistic demand, poor communication and effort reward imbalance were all implicated by the organization. All of the cause will lead to the stress among the employee. Organizational change such as mergers, relocations, restructuring or downsizing, individual contracts and redundancy within the organization also might affect the employee feel stress. Unfair treatments or workplace harassment is the last point under management practice. Hereby I share a few sources of material for your references. Thank you guys for spending your time watching this video.